and we can start. Okay, so when last we saw our Knights of Salisbury, you had resolved quite elegantly, actually, even up to the point of having a judicial combat to finally settle it. Nicely played, Rob. The wolves of Wearside, at least for now. Like, there's a magical wolf that lives in the forest that may or may not be a fairy lord, and you've now got a peace treaty with him, and you've beaten up the guy that was gonna turn around and blow that up. So hopefully, for at least the near term, you've put some peace into. You've injected some peace. I will point out, of course, that you have pissed off the local Roman Catholic priest quite significantly, and that may come back to bite your ass at some point. Them being a notable political force in Salisbury. You then did your winter phase, and everyone's horses are still alive. Win. And some of your squires got better, also win. And some of you even developed skills. Yay! It did occur to me that I had a look at the glory reward I gave people, and it was like 50 glory base for the Wolves of Wearside, which actually seems a little cheap. So I was going to mention that if you want to go in and edit your glory for the Wolves of Wearside, please add an extra 100 glory to the Wolves of Wearside. So you should... So just add 100. So whatever you've got, just add 100 to it, because some of you got extra glory for fighting the judicial combat. I think, Rob, you would have gotten extra glory for actually defeating what's his name in Richmond.
Yeah, that's a separate line item.
Yeah, but yes, so just increase the glory reward for Wearside to 150 from 50, which is what I think I gave you originally. Which should not tip any of you over to an additional prestige point, but, incrementally increases your glory. So, yay. So with that delay and with other things going on in your lives, you actually find yourselves arriving in the Summerlands when it is far from summer. It is cold and bleak, and the winds howl across the open plains, which I've now experienced in certain parts of England, and fuck, it's cold when the winds howl across the open plains of England, would be my simple way of saying it. Not quite as cold as it is in Amiens when the winds howl down from the north of Europe all the way down and get funneled by the mountain ranges of the Pyrenees and the Alps into this very tight wind tunnel. Well, it doesn't feel tight because it's like 400 kilometres across, but it turns out that is very cold when the winds are howling. Minus 14 in Arles was an experience, not one that I recommend. So you are in the howling winds. You're in Somerset, well, what will become Somerset, so just above Devon, on the western side of Logres. And actually, on that note, might change the map to sort of give us a better view of that, and hopefully I can change that map without blowing up all my screen. So the problem I've been having today is my is it this one? I think it's this one. Oh, it's a bit of an active. Yeah, it's a bit boring, but let's use it because it's there. Oh, hold on. I pulled you all to counties. That wasn't my intention. Oh, no, that's that one. Yeah, there it is. Let's go there. So we're talking about this map. And see where it's got Somerset on the map? Down there, if you scroll down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you cross that forest between Salisbury and Somerset, and you're now in Somerset, just above Jagant, which is above Devon. And just south of Escavallon, which is where King Nantiliod, who is another pretty powerful lord, lives. And there's also the Duke of Clarence directly above you. Now, once you get much further than that, you get into weird contested lands with Saxons and these Welsh people, or these Britons who moved into Wales. It's. I have been struck by the fact that the name Welsh is a Saxon name for foreigner. Um, so calling them the Welsh in the 5th century as Britons is weird. So I might not call them the Welsh for the rest of this game because that's strange. It's been doing my head in. So the Britons who live in that part of in Escarvalon, Estragales is Irish, by the way, and Devon is currently controlled also by Britons. Obviously, once you get further south, and particularly to Tintagel down there, you've got King Idris, who's come across from Brittany, and is now in the progress of he's conquered Totenez, and he's just actually in the process of conquering Tintagel right now. All right, so you enter Somerset. So Somerset, big open, flat terrain, little hillocks, not much else. You know about the big marshland, which is sort of to the south part of Somerset, and that is where you find Glastonbury and the purported burial site of Joseph of Arimathea. It is a very, very significant. It is the shouldn't say it is a very. It is the center of religion for British Christians. So if you are a British Christian, that's your Canterbury Cathedral. That is your equivalent. And of course, Bath balances it in the north and is the sort of the biggest, most representative piece of Roman Britain anywhere within QE, right? So London became depopulated. Aquasalis, or as it is now known, Bath, has maintained its Romanness and is basically a little haven of Roman goodness in
and that's
England.
My family is, although our lands are outside of Bath.
Yes, and it is where your family is. Now, you, as I described in the last session, King Cadwyr it's a bit weird. So Cadwyr is the king of the Summerlands. Perhaps strangely, he doesn't actually directly rule Bath, and he doesn't actually directly rule Glastonbury, which operate almost as independent, semi-independent, might be better language, fiefdoms within his kingdom. And for that reason, as a person from Bath, you know only a limited amount about him. Because he's a bit of a weird fish. And I think I did describe in the last session as well, the big thing about Cadwyr is he is purportedly immortal.
Yes.
So the story goes that he was the one that gifted Glastonbury tour to Joseph of Arimathea when he sailed to England in about 50 AD, give or take. And noting it is now 497, that is 440 odd years ago. Okay. So, you arrive in the windswept terrain. Nothing grows. Everything is bleak. There is no particular sunlight around you. You're approaching the high point, or the winter solstice of winter at this point.
Which means it's only going to get colder from here on out.
Yep, that is completely correct. Now, because you've arrived in winter, can I get you all to make... I actually think it's going to be... beg my pardon. Energetic rolls. Yeah, let's kick off with some energetics.
Was that a groan?
I was just looking for it.
It is a trait.
It is a trait. There we go.
Good.
Success.
I don't know. I might not
Good
be very
start.
energetic.
Fantastic stuff, Nick.
Fumble. Wow.
Another fumble on your energetic. Jesus, dude, that's the second one, I think, as well.
Yeah, and it was my 16.
It was your 16, and now it's not.
Well, I'll just tick that box.
Yeah, tick that not energetic box. Thank you. All right, so those of you who fail come down with like a like you feel sick, like you've got like it's cold and it's wet and it's not wet, it's cold and miserable, and you feel cold and miserable. Euric, can you make a con roll for me, please?
Hooray! Started off really well.
Oh, finished really bad.
No, I can't.
Okay,
Am I now dead on my horse?
Well, you've taken sick. You've actually taken
Yeah.
properly sick. So you are operating at -5 for everything you do
Oh.
because you are genuinely unwell. Like actually might need medicine when, you might need medical attention when you go back. So
Okay. Duly noted. Nah.
all right.
Can we do any first aid to aid him?
It's not really a first aid situation.
Yeah.
It's much more of a chirurgery situation. Like it's proper medical.
So we just need to find you medical care.
You do.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, Euric is not well. You've arrived in the Summerlands. It's actually bleaker here than it was in Salisbury. Right? Like, yeah, I might get all of you also to make folklore rolls for me, please, at this point.
Yeah.
Now, on this one, Jess, you can get a +5 to your skill if you could. Oh, which will give you a success based on that.
Which will give me a success, yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. I need a 2.
Oh well. No. but Emma of Carewin got a 1 on a 3, so
That's
yeah.
Nice.
only dice roll of the day. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's beautiful. Jess, double click you did get a success because with the +5 your skill goes up to 14. So all right, so you guys all note it is notably sort of more winter than it was in Salisbury.
Yeah.
Now that might be partially because you're now not protected by a giant round of forest that goes all the way around most of the edges of Salisbury. But for whatever reason, it's bleaker and darker and more overcast than it was in Salisbury proper. You're also struggling to find, like, you don't see people. You find some empty crofter huts sort of scattered around, but they show no signs of habitation, and have clearly, and as a matter of fact, they look like they haven't been used for years.
Well, this is all very weird. So have we come in closer to Glastonbury or closer to Bath?
Closer to that's a good question. Actually, hilariously, about halfway. Not to be
right in the middle.
not to be super unhelpful, but broadly speaking, you're probably closer to Glastonbury. Actually, no, actually, that's a fair question. Yeah, so I think you'd be closer to Glastonbury. Like you're not right on top of it, but if you were to sort of draw a line through the middle of Somerset, you're on the southern half of it, not on the northern half.
Have there been signs of battle or raising in the area, or is it just derelict?
It just
Abandoned.
looks derelict. Yeah, you're not finding, you're not actually finding bodies in these crofter huts, and there's no burn damage or raiding, like all the things you'd associate with raiding. You don't find. It just looks empty and decrepit and sort of missing.
Okay.
Well, if we come in close to Glastonbury, maybe this will need another folklore roll. I'm just so concerned about Sir Euric. I'm wondering about trying to diverting off to the city or the town of Wells, to get him some healing.
Yeah, sure. You've probably never been to Wells. I mean, it exists. It is a strange, I feel like this is the moment where we can use the Monty Python line. It is a strange place, is your understanding, because it's neither Glastonbury or Bath. So it's kind of part of the Summerlands proper as a kingdom, in opposition to Bath and Glastonbury, which are carved out. But yes, you could go to Wells. That might be a good decision. And yes, Sir Euric is definitively unwell, as you can see. I mean, he wasn't able to, to even make sense of the winter. I mean, he's hallucinating on that horse.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let us divert off to Wells then to see.
All right. So you
find
the road, or at least what you assume is the road. It's not a Roman road; it's a dirt road. So it's a little bit sort of. I think this path is the path to Wells, but it looks like people have run carts down here at some point. So that's a bit of a giveaway. So you travel down the road. It takes you a day or two to get there. Obviously, maybe more than 2 days. Although Wells is at least somewhat close. And I think that's the Icklnid Way, that road that goes all the way up the middle. So you can travel south on the Roman road, and then you have to divert off it to Wells. You are approaching Wells. You see this sort of it's another hill fort, or at least it looks like a hill fort to you. Noting that you've all got pretty good familiarity with hill forts now, if only because most of you are running one yourselves. So it's the tor on top of the the sort of raised hill. Someone has gone out of their way to dig the ditch deeper, so that there's a dip before the hill, so you have to go down to start climbing up the hill. There's a single road going up. There's these huts up in the hill, but they are how do I put this? No, actually, you can see the huts, and there's a full wall around it. There's stakes at the bottom of the thing. Like, this thing looks properly defended. Like someone's actually invested a fairly significant amount of time. This is kind of what you want your hill forts to look like in a year or two. That you're in the process, those of you who are doing it, in building out your hill forts for defending against the Saxons. Like, this is pretty much the bee's knees. Yeah. You can see smoke rising from the buildings. Notably, you are now riding through snow drift and snowfall, right? So it's properly cold. As you ride up towards the top of the hill, you see a band of elder-looking men. Maybe elderly is a bit of a strong word, but they certainly don't look young. Coming down, they're all wearing, sort of woolen overtops, sort of cloak-like things. They're dressed in these pants. They're wearing pants with check on them. They're carrying spears. They've got big oval shields, like really big, like properly large oval shields. And they're approaching you. They're coming down the hill at you. There's probably about 8 or 9 of them. Big drooping sort of, kind of classic big drooping mustachey type stories. The one in front kind of calls a halt to the people behind him, takes one look at all of you, and then in Brethonic, which is the language most of you speak, but specifically it's an older dialect of Brethonic. So you guys have all, those of you who come from around here, Brethonic is the language of southeast England at this point, and but it's got lots of Roman words now injected into it because lots of Roman conquest, right? These guys are speaking a version of Brethonic that they don't have any Latin in their Brethonic. So it's quite old in comparison to the one you're using. And there are words you probably don't recognise, but you can make sense of it. So he's there. Halt! What is your business in the kingdom?
Good afternoon, good sir. We seek a healer. We mean no harm to you or your kin.
You have come at the wrong time for healing.
Why do you say that, good sir?
It is winter.
We know, which is
It
why
is a time of loss, and it is a time of seeking refuge inside places. We do not travel or do
Understand our predicament then.
we wish to seek refuge with you for a day or two, if we can.
You are obliged by the laws of hospitality not to refuse us.
Yes. I
Well,
would say we are emissaries of the Countess of Salisbury, and we call upon your hospitality at this time.
do you? Well, I'll have to check with the Lord. You must wait here until I have an answer. Runs up the hill.
He runs.
Comes pacing
Hills.
back down, probably another 30-odd minutes later. Meanwhile, this is all going on. You're all sort of just on your horses, the wind howling
Standing
past you.
here, like,
Yeah, huddling up together as best we can.
Yeah.
yeah.
Comes back down. The Lord will see you, but follow me. And he paces up the hill. Also, he asks that you agree to bind your weapons in peace, so that we might trust. Salisbury has not always been reliable as an ally. He mutters as he sort of runs up the hill. He's doing a pretty decent job of running up the hill, by the way. Like, for a guy who looks like he's in his late 40s, maybe early 50s, he's pretty spry. And the other guys are as well. But the more you look at them, they're not wearing chainmail. They're not wearing, like, modern armor. The shields explicitly are big and cumbersome. Like, you would never be able to use these things on a horse. They are way too big and way too cumbersome, and they're not gripped in such a way that you could use them on a horse. They're really awkward for that sort of thing. And whilst they do have swords, they seem to be preferring spears, but not unusual. Everyone loves a good spear.
Yeah.
All right, so they run you up the hill. You move into the top of the hill proper. You're surrounded by these, daub sort of huts, so mud constructed huts with thatch roofs. They're circular in nature, and there's a whole bunch of them. And you can see smoke coming from them. Hey! Hello!
Hey.
Hey,
Sorry
you've
for
arrived.
being late.
No, you're good, man. That's all good. We're just, the guys have just gotten to King Cadwyr, who is the king of the Summerlands, little hill fort, and they are just...
I'm getting all my failure rolls out early.
Yeah, they're just seeking medical attention for Euric, who's gained a horrible cold or disease in the process of entering the Summerlands.
Okay.
And they're just being escorted up the hill by the locals, who look weird, at least somewhat, in that
They sound like they're Celts.
yeah, they look and sound like pre-Roman Celts.
Oh, okay.
So
That's cool.
they're wearing check pants and carrying big oval shields and almost oblong shields would probably almost be the right description. And they're carrying spears, although some of them do have swords. And they're also not wearing any well, some of them are probably wearing armor. Actually, that's probably true. All right. So anyway, they run you up the hill. You've just entered into the hill fort, and on that note, you can look around and see that there's very little activity in the hill fort itself, although it looks pretty heavily defended. You're taken to the longest, biggest house, which is actually long-ish, as in it's not circular like the others. It's much more sort of rectangular in shape and fashion, and they take you in there. Now, once you're inside, there is a fire, but it doesn't seem to be doing a lot, which is possibly not a big surprise. It's freaking freezing out there. But there's an old man, like truly old. Like think of Theoden in Rohan when Gandalf and his cohort of buddies first turn up. So he looks positively decrepit. Ancient, kind of liver spots on his face. Looking at you from this old wooden chair. He's got all of these sheep's and lamb sort of, rug wool skins on top of him to keep him warm. And when he sees you all, and there's a perhaps not, depending on your point of view, young woman sort of sitting next to him, who sees you all, takes one look at Euric and goes, you have a disease, sir, and she uses a particularly complicated word for that. Husband, may I treat with this benighted traveller? And the old man sort of leans over and whispers something in her ear, and she goes and stands up. You sit, points at Euric.
All right, I sit heavily on the chair.
Yeah,
or wherever.
And she disappears off. Now the old man is sort of sitting there, and he's got kind of very white long beard. Tell me, my son has told me that you are emissaries of Countess Ellen.
Yes,
Indeed,
that is
we
correct.
are, my lord.
Well, why are you here? What brings you to my kingdom at this dark and benighted time?
We seek allyship, my lord, as the Saxons are growing in strength near our borders.
Can you not see that we have little to offer in such things? We are old and tired. We would be of little assistance. And of course we are little threatened, for we may just, none would seek to come here.
I fear that the Saxons seek to overrun us all. They wish to claim all this land for themselves. And if Salisbury were to fall, there would be nothing to stop the Saxons overrunning you too.
Well, there would be the land and the winter and the cold. All of these things would bring death to any who enter here.
Alas, winter does not last forever.
No, that's true. That is true. But it is winter now. And we find it the end fast approaching. So tell me, why would I entertain even the thought of time spent with yourselves when I am preparing for my own end?
So, who do you desire to take your role once you do depart?
It will not be my concern. Others will arrange. Obviously, my son, who follows after me, will no doubt be born to the king, as he has been, and will inherit as he will, until winter takes him too.
If you and your son do not protect your lands from the scourge, there will be no lands left in very short order.
And so,
Work with us.
and what will I gain? What do you offer? What do I get? I get attacks from a people who are not attacking me. I get no attacks from people who are not attacking me. I am not sure that is an attractive offer. Because if I ally with you, do I not draw the attention of these very peoples you speak of, these Saxons?
The Saxons will have to go through our land first. At least we'll be there as a bulwark to protect yours.
And so you will defend me, but you will do that anyway, because you obviously won't allow your own lands to fall. So what? So either way, you're going to fight hard.
We will fight to the very best of our ability. We will fight to the very end of all of us.
Well, yes, but you would do that anyway, is my point.
Which we would do that anyway. But what if it is not enough? What if a small hand of friendship, a small cohort of troops, was enough to turn the tide in our favour and turn back the Saxons? That is what we ask. Is for your friendship that we may stand against the Saxons, so you need not fear for your own lands.
All right. Can I get a courtesy roll from you, Drusilla or Bath?
Yeah. I would do my very best. Oh, what can I inspire against? Actually, I should inspire against something. I'm going to inspire against my fealty to Countess Ellen.
Seems pretty legit. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to make sure I roll the right one first. Oh, yeah. Okay. I get a free reroll next year. Okay, I might need to use that if needed.
Yeah, you do. Because of religion.
Yeah, 8.
All right.
So that's under 15.
Under. So the only way you could improve that really is to get a crit. So I assume you're not going to re-roll on that basis.
No.
So you're getting +5 to your courtesy skill.
5. Okay. Do you know how that works?
Which is a success. Yeah.
8.
Right. Okay. So Cadwyr rests for a moment in your statements and summons forth his wife, who is making tea for you, by the way. Which she's now pouring, calls her over to him and once again whispers something in her ear. Can I get awareness rolls from everyone, please?
You swear the pads in this relationship.
And I will be looking for crits, to be clear.
Ugh.
Okay.
Oh, so close.
5.
15. Yep.
Oh, one off.
One off. Brandon, have you got... Oh, looks like you do. Hey! Nice. All right, so no, none of you... Actually, you all failed. You didn't even not succeed. None of you got a success. All right. So no, you have no idea what he whispers in her ear. But she nods sagely, turns to all of you and says, and she says this, my lord is sickly, and upon his last days, for tomorrow the solstice falls. But I will remember your request, and we will send envoy to you in the spring.
Right.
Who will be more willing and more able to accept or to consider your request. This is our time of silence and mourning, and we cannot engage with these types of requests at this time. But spring...
So they're really in a retreat, are they? He's literally retreating from life over this winter.
Make a folklore roll for me, please.
Yeah, that's going to work.
Can I make one as well,
You
please?
can all make one if you want. Yeah. I mean, he said it. It's a question. Well, someone didn't make it. Arianrhod didn't make it. Oh, but Drusilla at Bath got a crit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because me, the player,
She's from around here.
serious ideas about what's going on here.
Oh, so good.
And Aur of Lambor got it as well. Nice.
Very nice.
So Drusilla, or actually both of you, Aur and Drusilla. So the answer to Sir Euric's question is yes. They are definitively in retreat. Drusilla. So noting, the weirdness of the Summerlands, it's called the Summerlands by people from outside of the Summerlands who like, as a general statement, people travel, and particularly people conduct, diplomacy and other things during summer. And so there's this genuine sort of, it's almost called the name of the time that people travel, it's famously beautiful and famously, full of people. You are like not only struck by the fact that tomorrow is the solstice, which has particular meaning, obviously, although you're not a pagan, so whatever. But you're also
pagan beliefs because of my studies in Latin.
Yeah, you're aware of them. You just don't believe in them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they're not important to you. But you do remember now that people from Bath even don't travel during winter through the Summerlands, as in everyone kind of locks up their sheep and goes and hides for the winter. And he is definitively, well, he's talking about dying, but he's meant to be immortal.
Mm.
So,
we might witness a rebirth. Who knows? A spiritual rebirth if he's
I'd like
land.
to stay here for 2 days. See what happens. Solve one mystery.
As soon as Euric's looking better, I can see you taking me out into the cold going, oh no.
Get out there.
He's got sick again.
I'll fly you to a snowbank.
Put him on the cart. I don't want to get on the cart.
I don't want to go on the cart.
Yeah. Go on, do us a favour. All right. So
Right.
night
Okay.
falls. Euric is actually feeling better. In answer to that question, Euric, you are feeling better.
Oh, good.
And the next day is the day of the winter solstice, which will be that night. So it's the day before the winter solstice, at least sort of conceptually. Oh no, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I need to make a very important decision. So you wake up the next morning. Euric is feeling definitively better. Euric, you can take away the -5s. So you're not operating at -5 for everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cold winter's day. There's ice on everything. It's like that crystalline sort of ice. Like rain has fallen and there's little icicles everywhere. There's no wind today, and you can see, at least initially though, there is incredibly heavy cloud cover. Now, who is actually a pagan?
Me.
Me. Wait, no. Wait, yeah.
Yeah, I think both.
Yes.
I think Aur is. I think Aur is a pagan.
Mm-hmm.
You're a mistress.
You're a Mithras pagan, so you're.
Oh, okay.
You worship.
We're both pagans.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
pagan is a broad
Nice.
church, to quote.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you actually
Different kinds of pagans.
because you actually worship the Persian imported god of soldiers, Mithras, and I think who do
I
you
worship
worship?
Andraste.
Andraste, who's a
Yeah.
local goddess of battle, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
So it's pretty different kinds of pagan, but pagan all the same. And still very much both of your religions are very heavily tied to the cycles of winter, summer, spring, and autumn. Mithras, there are specifically bull sacrifices that are generally made at certain points of the year. So Mithras is all about sacrificing the bull. Andraste, you belong to the broader sort of, Celtic traditions, so Samhain and other traditions. So you're all asleep first thing in the morning. However, can I get energetic rolls from everyone? Sorry, Rob. But both Aur and Arianrhod, you may add +5 to your energetic for this roll. So a bonus of +5 when you roll.
Oh, I made a 1. Just to be certain, I rolled a 1.
Not this time.
Yay. Okay, so
Successes. Many successes.
yeah, many successes. Matter of fact, Drusilla is the only fail, which makes sense because she's a Roman Catholic, so it's a long way from where we are. Okay, just before dawn, all of you who made your energetic rolls wake up with a start. You can hear footsteps crunching through the ice. You know that sound of people stepping on the frozen grass, the crunch 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 sound that they make when you trot across. You can hear that crunching sound. What do you do? It's a lot of feet, by the way.
Oh. Get up, look out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get cloak, get sword.
Wanna see-
Get clothes, get sword, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, you look out into the center of the space and you can see all of the well, maybe not all. I mean, a lot of people, all dressed in winter clothing, walking down the very hill that you guys came up, so down along the road, as a mass. Like, you can see the whole town is kind of emptied, and these people are all moving en masse down the road and along.
I want to follow them.
Did we pass settlements on the way up?
Not really.
No? Okay.
I mean, you saw a couple of huts, but you didn't see like a village or anything like that.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so Arianrhod, you're just going to follow them?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're fun. Yeah.
Anyone else, or are you all watching?
I'm going to go down and see what's going on.
Yes. Yeah.
Respectfully, of course.
So at the back of the crowd, are you making
Yes.
an effort to be? Are you sneakily following them, or are you just following them?
I'm not sneaking.
She's not sneaking. I'm going to be more, not deliberately sneaking, but more just quiet and respectful. I'm curious versus deliberately trying to hide and be unobtrusive, if that makes sense.
It does.
Fly casual.
Casual.
Fly casual. Yeah.
Yep.
Is Lady Drusilla? Is she still sleeping?
Unless
Yeah,
you wake
yeah,
her up,
yeah.
she is.
I'm waking her up and telling her that people are going outside to look at the maps.
Okay. All right. So, Lady Drusilla, you can join in on
I'm
this.
going to bring a torch and some warmth with me.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely wearing my very heavy cloak,
Mm-hmm.
fur-lined,
All right.
going out.
Awesome fur underwear.
So you guys are all following down. One of you's got a torch. All of you are dressed for warmth, assumedly. The whole group, the whole mass of people, get to the bottom, kind of go up the little dip, and then cross into effectively an open field. And dawn is just breaking when they do this. Like dawn is the sun is just inching to the point where it cracks above the horizon. So there's this sort of dull light illuminating everything, and then they all start wailing and hitting themselves. Some of them are pulling out knives, slicing their flesh. You can see blood pooling, and they're screaming. Like, they're screaming in agony and anguish as a group. So it's quite confronting. Like, it's deeply, deeply confronting for all of you to see this sudden excitation. And it's like they were all very solemn and quiet, and then they suddenly burst into this kind of self-flagellating sort of movement. Can I get all of you, please? And I need to look at traits. So give me 1 second. I'm just going to pull up a thing so I can see what trait I want you to roll on.
Worldly versus spiritual.
It was the one I was going to land on. So yeah, that's perfect. Can I get spiritual v worldly rolls from everyone, please? The pagans can choose to ignore this roll if they want.
Oh, I'll ignore it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. No problem. Passed.
Wow, you all passed. Quite amazing, really, in some ways. Oh.
Except.
I passed spiritual, I failed worldly.
Yeah, so you're all sort of... All right, so...
okay.
So, this kind of sense of belonging stretches across you. By the way, the reason the pagans didn't have to roll is because you automatically do this. You all feel this overwhelming urge to do the same thing. Now, I didn't get worldly rolls from Drusilla or Euric, so can I get that, please?
All right.
Okay.
Well, because it's the difference between choice and not choice.
Yeah.
Well, I failed my...
Yeah, you
my
both failed. So all of you failed. You're worldlies, and you all made your spirituals. And the two pagans are automatically joining in. All right, so you actually end up doing exactly the same thing. So you're in this moment, and it's like being surrounded by people speaking in tongues. You have this sudden urge to say, having experienced this, you have this sudden urge to sort of just start uttering the same thing. So you start wailing and screaming. Now, none of you crit failed, so or crit succeeded, whatever you want to call it. So you don't have to actually cause yourself physical injury, but you are definitively, slapping yourselves and hitting yourselves. So everyone loses 3 hit points.
Wow.
Ouch.
It could be worse. I could be making you make dagger attack rolls on yourselves, so trust me. So everyone loses 3 hit points in damage as you are dragged along in this excitation.
Right, how do we do that?
I'm adding a wound to myself.
Yeah, just go to wounds and go plus on the plus add wounds, and then you can write under the damage 3. First tab, combat.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep, just like that. All right. So that happens. You all are dragged along. Now, you have only limited control of your own decisions, but you do have a decision you can make. Right now, you're on the sort of outside edge of the crowd. Sort of, you're participating in the whatever's going on here, but you're not in the middle of the crowd because you were last and you were following. If you want, you can try and make your way to the center of the crowd, but that will put you in the middle of whatever is going on.
No, I'm happy to stay on the outside.
I've had enough illness and wounds to go into the middle of the crowd. I don't think so.
I want to know what's happening.
The pagans might want to do something.
You going into the mosh pit?
I reckon Arianrhod should go in there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is it? What does it look like?
Make an awareness roll for me, please, Aur of Lambor, since you've asked the obvious question. I'd like to consider my options rather than just choose.
I'd like to.
Doesn't look pretty in there.
Well, that is an awareness roll. It looks way more intense in the middle. So you can see the flashes of daggers being drawn and used in the middle.
I see. That sounds fun. What is there like anyone leading this? Or is it just all kind of a hive?
You
can
can't
find out if
you would need to, if there's someone in the middle, you'd have to get much closer to work that out. Right now, it's like 150, 200 people, sort of all in a big sort of group. There is a central point though, so there's certainly something going. Like people are facing, all the sides are sort of facing into the middle, if that makes sense. So there's definitely something going on in the center of the group.
And who are all of these people?
These are, well, so far, these are the inhabitants of the Summerlands that you've met.
So these are these like...
They're people.
Is this like the butcher and the baker is all
that's your working assumption, yeah.
This
farmer.
isn't their peak tourism season, okay? And we've got to entertain them.
This is what happens in southern France when the tourists all go away. No, I don't know.
Absolutely.
It's much quieter and no one opens on a Monday. That's my very formal message on southern France in the middle of winter. What about you, Arianrhod?
I'm going. I want to go in.
Going in?
See what's happening.
Going
I'm
in?
going in.
All right,
Yeah.
you can
I
please take a tick to your spiritual,
One of
Arianrhod.
us.
Yay.
One of us.
But just
What's
taking the leap of faith.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I guess I'll go too.
All right. Are you going?
HP. Yeah.
Yep, nice.
I don't know what happens if you get stabbed in this game. Are there permanent
It
wounds?
hurts and wounds accumulate. Yeah. Well, no, they're not permanent. You can recover from them in the. Just takes weeks, not days. It's like real medicine.
Geez.
It's like real world stuff, right? So it takes weeks to recover from knife wounds, not days.
I see. Okay. Sure.
All
We're
right.
doing staying in the Summerlands for a while.
Can you both please, as you make your way towards the center, roll a dagger, roll your dagger damage on yourself? So I will note that means Aur of Lambor does 2d6 plus 5 because he's fucking huge. And the
Holy shit.
And the same for you, Arianrhod. Oh, did you do a combat attack? I meant just roll
that
damage.
won't work. Right, yes, that makes more sense.
Yeah, you're not rolling to see if you hit. You are hit. The question is, how much damage do you do? Look at that! 11 points of damage. Oh. So it's not a major wound.
Jesus.
But it's a lot.
And
Ouch.
And this is why we have to civilize.
10 points of damage for Arianrhod. So please add those 2 wounds to your sheet. Individually, obviously, as in separately. Yeah.
Ouchie. Ouch.
All right, so you guys, as you move into the center, you get slashed in a whole stack of ways, but you make it to the center. Everyone else is on the outside. So in the center, bent over this stone. It's not an altar. It's a round rock, but bent over it, pulled by their arms and their legs over this stone, sort of being held there by these children who are holding the limbs. These little kids is the old man King Cadwyr who you saw yesterday, but he's being held by the looks of it against his will. By these children. Standing above him, sort of, is his wife, or the woman at least you were introduced to as his wife. She's coated her face in red blood, drawn down it with hands, and her hands are coated in blood, and she is chanting away. Absolutely, she is chanting away over Cadwyr, who is desperately struggling against these children who are holding him down. But he's so old and decrepit that he can't resist them.
Yes, I'll grab one of the kids.
So you leap forward and intervene.
So let me see. So this guy is on the floor. He's being held down by 2 children.
4 children,
one
on each arm and each leg. So they're pulling him down on this. So it's this big round stone, right? So it's a big boulder. It's not like a little rock. It's a big boulder.
Okay.
And he's bent over it backwards, so he's back like this with his
arms
pulled out against the stone. These kids are holding him down. She's chanting above him, face half coated in blood that she's just drawn down her face. She's holding this big fucking knife in one hand.
Oh, okay.
And she's screaming at the top of her voice. And that's what you see. So
who is this guy?
He is King Cadwyr. He's the king of the Summerlands, or at least the guy you met yesterday.
The only thing I'd
Uh.
say, Brandon, is maybe you want to think about the cult that you belong to, and if you notice any similarities between your cult beliefs and what's happening right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Do I?
Make a. Do you actually have knowledge religion? Do you have what's it called?
Religious
doubt it.
skill.
Religious skill? You might have bit. Oh, you got 5.
Okay.
As it so turns out.
Holy fuck.
Misradic belief.
So
Ridiculous.
So the sacrifice of the bull in Mithridatic faith is all about renewal. So yeah, I mean the sacrifice, so it's winter, we're sacrificing, blood will be spilt on the stone. It's actually very similar to the sort of Mithridatic rituals around Mithras killing the bull on the stone altar, which actually is a thing I've seen. I saw one of these stone altars just recently, in bizarrely below a giant high rise in London, because when they were digging out the high rise, they found an entire temple to Mithras, and so you can go and see it, which is actually freaking cool. But yes, yes, from a cult perspective, this is very similar. And you are also, with your knowledge of religion, you're also pretty sure that all of the people around you would attack you if you intervened. And you're not wearing armor, and you're not carrying a sword. Well, you might be. You are carrying a sword because you specifically said you were carrying a sword, but you're not wearing armor.
I will make sure my compatriot and I are on the same page with that knowledge. So I'll share that real quick.
Yeah, I wasn't jumping in. I'm good.
What do you think we should do?
Watch.
Watch?
Yeah.
Oh man. Surely
Whatever they do, I'm assuming it's part of the ritual, so it's all good.
Yeah.
be cut to pieces if we try to intervene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So you stand there, and she, at the top, the whole thing reaches this crescendo of sound, and then she smashes the blade through his chest and rips it sort of forward. And he's desperately struggling against it, right? This isn't him sort of going, yep, kill me, I don't mind. Do you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't give you the sense of a willing sacrifice. He's explicitly struggling for life right up until the last moment of his death. Both of you watch this event occur and restrain yourselves. You can both take a tick to cruel, please. The opposite of merciful, you'll find it there. Right. Yeah, right there, right across from merciful.
This lady who is stabbing him.
His wife.
If we were to
was introduced to you as his wife only yesterday.
It was his wife.
Yep.
Jeez. So even if I lopped her head off, the crowd would still kill me.
Yeah, look, it's a reasonable. I don't want to tell you exactly what would happen, but look, if I were a betting person,
Nothing good.
I'd probably fall more in that direction than the other direction.
So she's not. So if it's a wife, she's not the one who's probably I don't know. She's not
got 2 roles. One is priest. The other is wife of king.
Who's the conduit in all this? I don't understand. This is interesting. Okay, continue, Thomas.
She might be a gold digger. Who knows?
Might be a gold digger.
Taken years to get to this point.
Okay, she places her hand on
It's a long con.
and coats both of her hands in his blood, and then gestures them out to the crowd, and people start stepping forward, and she places her bloodied hand on their face, and as they walk away, they've got the sort of imprint of his blood on their faces in the shape of a hand.
Does she approach us?
No, they're lining up.
They're just lining up.
She's done that, and people are coming
It's like
up,
commune.
And then when her hand is no longer coated in his blood, she once again places her hand on his body, gets more
Gets a
blood on
refill.
it, and does it again. And she looks at both of you very, very directly and meaningfully, and gestures with her hand.
I'll go. I'm gonna go line up. I'm gonna join.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been here for so much of this now. I feel like I'm part of it. I want
to be a part of the cult.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
That's right. Look.
So we're still able to control our thoughts. We're not like hypnotized like the rest.
No.
This isn't D&D, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll get in line too. You know, I'll cut the dude so I don't have to wait long.
So, right, you're cutting the line is what you're doing.
It's like, hey, I'm a knight, I should be in front.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Biggest.
So you go out of your way to get in front of the crowd. She places his hand. Meanwhile, the three of you didn't see any of this because you didn't. You were right at the edge, right?
Yeah.
Pagan stuff.
Yeah, pagan stuff. A couple of the people, and particularly the older dude who was introduced as his son, sort of step up to you and go, "I'm sorry, you need to leave now."
Okay.
What follows is only for those who believe, and clearly you do not. So, you know, and they don't escort you. They suggest it would be wise for you to go back up the hill. They are confident that your fellow knights will join you soon.
Yeah, I'll just give a half bow and head back, slink back.
Lady Drusilla is more than happy to leave. She's like, that was enough. Whatever that nonsense was with smacking yourself around.
Yeah, you could hear what you could probably just make out the crying of a person somewhere in the middle of that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So she touches your faces with her hand. You can both make passion rolls for me, please, for your pagan faith. So for your love, devotion, deity, devotion, isn't it? Devotion.
Yeah, devotion.
Oh.
Where are we going, Jess?
Wow.
What's going on?
Wow. Well done.
What do I do with that? So many options.
What's gonna happen to us?
Boulder, we've got fresh ones.
We got fresh.
Fresh meat.
Man.
Never seen that in my life. That's amazing, guys.
Holy shit.
I'm glad we've exited stage left, put it that way.
Well, we know they're going to be fine because we had their assurance. They weren't breaching hospitality there.
Hey, that's a knightly virtue. This is different kettle of fish.
What's going to happen to me and Jason now?
That was not what I expected to happen. I wasn't really sure about that.
Something good.
We join the cult, Jason, and we leave the game.
I actually think you both will suffer a bout of madness.
Wow.
Whoa.
I think
No.
I think you both
Yeah.
suffer
All the
a bout of
fervour.
madness. I think that's got to be the answer. I think you are the moment the hand touches your faces, you kind of feel this overwhelming sort
Rush. Yeah.
of, sense of dread. You feel the desperate moment of struggle for life, and your heart's beat, sort of rapidly, like it's the end of your life, like the moment of death is upon you, and you just feel everything in your body energized and struggling, like you're drowning, like you're underwater and it's your last breath. um, and all you can think about is that moment of transition from life to death, and how no matter how prepared you are for death, no matter how willing or unwilling you are, no matter what reason that has placed you in this position, in the last seconds of life, it's all irrelevant, because you will desperately struggle for that last breath. You will rail against death no matter what. And I think it that's the sense you have of yourself, right? You have this moment where all you can think about is every day you are on the edge of death, and every day you fight to live. And you know that no matter how much you tell yourself, I would be willing to die for a great cause, I'd be willing to die, for my honor, the truth is, in the last moment of life, you would surrender it all for one more breath of air. And you can't escape that feeling. Like, it's embedded in your head. Which means I need the rules. Dun, dun, dun. I shall return in 1 second when I get them back off the bookshelf.
Whoops.
Okay. Well, melancholy. Melancholy. Page 80. Page 80 of the core rulebook, people.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Page 80. Melancholy. It takes effect. The length of melancholy just depends on strength of passion, usually a day or a few. Number of days is also the melancholy's value. The fixed opposition against this number of days is... Doesn't matter how many days the character is in this state, the depth of the depression is always the same until time passes. Blah, 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 blah.
And this is why Christianity should be considered as an alternate religion for you. Have you thought about converting to something less graphic and
That's so funny.
violent?
It's much more wholesome.
Okay, so you both have a melancholy value equal to the strength of your passion. So if you have 10 passion, so Aur of Lambor, basically doesn't, I mean, my dad was a Mithras worshipper. His dad was a Mithras worshipper. We've always worshipped Mithras. I mean, I could, I'm not saying I'm. Whereas Arianrhod with Andraste is a bit more keen on Andraste.
Yeah.
So you both have a melancholy value, and effectively, that's the number of days you will be melancholic unless someone actually helps you. A friendly cure, a friendly intervention requires anyone for whom the victim has a love, loyalty, or adoration passion, or someone who holds one of those passions to the character to engage in a opposed role against the passion. So right now, you don't know anyone. So what actually happens is, you two go into a fugue state. Like you're trapped in this melancholic state. The other 3 nights, the wife of Cadwyr comes to the building that you guys were sharing, the hut. She's got the person who was identified as the son of Cadwyr with her. She politely knocks on the door. This is about an hour after you guys have come back up. She's got no blood on her face now. She looks completely normal.
She's wearing a suit, almost.
Pretty much, yeah. She's wearing, she's just wearing, some sort of black dress. Good nights, and she's like talking to, obviously, this is Aur and Arianrhod are not here. Good nights. If I may have a moment of your time.
Of course, my lady. How can we be of service to you?
Well, I have unfortunate news, which I fear I must share with you. Your two fellow knights, Aur and Arianrhod, are taking time to thank the goddess for her generosity, and and are in contemplation and will not be able to join you for several days. They have been so affected by their experiences that they are contemplating the deeper mysteries of the lady with some of my fellow priestesses, and may not be disturbed.
Well, your religious practices are not like my own, but I can respect taking time for contemplation, for I do that myself.
Ah, indeed. Oh, and unfortunately, they will need to join you later. So I ask, obviously, we are entering. Unfortunately, our good King Cadwyr has taken very ill.
Is that what we're calling it?
And as he himself indicated, we will send envoys to you in the spring. As this is a time of illness for our people, and noting Cadwyr's inability to communicate with you at this point, although I am sure he will reach out in the spring, I would ask that you accept our offer of escort, and we will escort you to the edge of our lands. Your 2 fellow knights will join you in several days, perhaps join you at Salisbury later this year.
It's like, should not we wait for them here until they are finished with their contemplation?
I'm afraid that would not be possible. We must enter a time of prayer in the hope that Cadwyr will regain his strength before the spring. And as I'm sure you would understand, as you are unbelievers, you would affect the purity of our worship and possibly undermine the efficacy of our prayers. As I would not seek to stand in one of your temples, I ask that you do not stand in one of ours in these contemplative times.
My lady, if I could just have a moment to discuss something privately with my fellow knight.
Oh, of course. Please. But understand that, unfortunately, we must ask you to leave today. So please be ready to leave.
Very well.
One thing is, let me just, how do I say this? Is she lying?
You can make a an
Intrigue?
honesty roll first of all.
Honesty roll. Okay. Getting a lot of use out of these.
Now make a.
Oh, you ass! It was going to be a 9, and it went to a 19. Time for me to cripple my my traits further.
Yep.
No.
No. Not deceitful either.
Now you can.
All right.
I mean, you can make your own assessment.
Yeah. No, I mean, from my perspective as a character, I know nothing about the rituals. They chose to get involved in the rituals.
They did.
But there is this problem that they actually are currently on a mission, a task for the Countess, as the rest of us are. So, yes, we will need to just take a few minutes to talk.
Okay. Of course. She steps away from she leaves you in the building. She steps away. Right, it's the three of you. What do you want to do? Go on, Drusilla. You asked for the private time for a chat.
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, first of all, I was going to be like, do we want to just withdraw to Bath and to my family holdings, and tell her to send Aur and Arianrhod to us there, or
Do we have the time to do that?
well, nothing's going to happen until the end of winter. So
Correct.
True.
we've got weeks, like 6 weeks, where we could just go and hole up in Bath.
So I understand Bath, you have these hot waters that come from the ground.
Yeah.
And yes, there'll probably be some other compass. I'm fine with the Bath plan. We've got to respect that our pagan friends here have chosen to engage in their religion with these strange folk.
Okay, yeah.
These
And
strange-
it's very strange. And it's not up to us to really discipline them.
And you can't judge a person's spirituality.
I can, and I will.
Well, I can't. I'm somewhat open-minded, considering all the other Christians and Catholics got it wrong.
Lady Emma's like half a heretic.
Full
I know
heretic.
you're all deeply mistaken about your religious beliefs, but But I can respect getting swept up in the moment of religious fervour, because it's happened to me.
Yes.
So unless either of you feel like we ought to do some nighttime raid, come back and bust them out and drag them with us, I don't really.
Kind of Conan the Barbarian going into the cult temple sort of thing, you mean?
Yeah, no, I'm not keen, but
Camouflage.
Well, that would jeopardize any chance of an alliance.
Exactly.
So
Bath?
Correct.
Bath.
This is actually part of building the alliance and building the trust with them. So
Correct.
So
Yeah.
I feel that Arianrhod and Aur are doing their part to recruit them, and we should retreat to Bath.
And so can the Hopple. It's terrible.
I, for one, could really use the waters to revitalise myself.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what we're doing.
Okay.
All right.
Have what we're doing. Yep.
So
We
you guys,
say that we respect her wishes and hope for a fruitful relationship in the future, and we will have them send them to Bath
Okay.
once their ordeal has finished. Because I'm assuming they're going through an ordeal or a vigil of sorts.
You assume. Okay, so She's happy with that. She's more than happy to escort you to Bath and drop you off at Bath. As far as she's concerned, that's outside of the kingdom, so she doesn't actually care.
Which is just fine and dandy.
Which is just fine and
Yeah.
dandy. So she, the son, person who keeps on being referred to as the son of Cadwyr, and a couple of his men will guide you to Bath quite happily.
Okay.
Now, you can use that time if you want to query them.
Oh, good. Who's the Lord of Bath? Actually, you'd be able to answer that one anyway, but that's okay.
I should know who it is, but I don't.
It's a Roman. It's a Roman city ruled by a Roman governor. Whose name I will have to.
Everything's in order here. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Because-
maybe it's no. I think it's right. I actually think it would be ruled by a bishop.
It's a bishopric.
Oh,
Yes, it is.
yeah, it's probably got a cathedral.
Yeah, and there is a cathedral at Bath, and
Yep, absolutely.
and I think it's ruled by a bishop at this.
So it's
point.
actually a city if that's the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
this...
Bath is a proper city. It's a proper city.
Well, it has to
Yeah.
be. It's got a cathedral.
Yeah.
And walls and civilization. So
Yeah.
it's currently
and alliances to be made.
So it's probably so. I think the city proper, is ruled by the bishop of Bath and Wells.
Yep.
If I can just throw that in, because the Blackadder episode where that appears is at least mildly funny. So Bishop of Bath and Wells. Anyway, now you guys. They're very tight-lipped, as in they don't really talk to you. You do know. Oh, so while she'd covered, she'd made herself all clean and pretty. They've all got this red paint on their faces.
Does it smell of blood?
Does it smell coppery? Am I
Yeah.
a bit of copper in the air? Yeah, you are.
Cool.
Yeah. All right.
No illusion.
And then about 10 days later, Arianrhod and Aur both also turn up. Now,
Yeah,
both of you,
I would.
both
I
of
would
you
stick
can-
around.
Both
for-
of you can
yeah,
tick
Jason.
any 2 religious traits that you want.
Yippee.
So choose
Nice.
2 religious traits and tick them.
All right. Just
Um,
as an aside, Thomas,
wow.
your sound has gone a bit quieter.
Is it
Yeah.
better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's the mic and I have to be right up on top of it. Okay, that's good to know.
So religious traits.
Yeah.
Where do you find those?
On your traits,
They're the ones that are underlined.
Under
Why
traits.
don't get them higher?
yeah. So
I see.
lustful, energetic, generous, honest, spiritual, proud for you.
And we go up by 2.
No, you tick them. So double click on them to tick any 2. So choose
The
ones
little
that-
checkbox next to the.
yeah.
Oh, you're saying we could choose anything.
Any 2
Doesn't have to be
religious traits.
religious.
No, it does. It has to be a religious
Oh,
trait.
okay.
Choose any 2 religious traits. So obviously with you, you've already got energetic and spiritual ticked. So don't tick those. Tick generous and honest, or generous and proud, or lustful and proud, or whatever you want.
How can you tell what's a religious trait?
It's underlined.
They're underlined.
Copy. Okay.
All right. Okay. And once they arrive, that's kind of the end of your time in the Summerlands, and you return back home.
So what happened?
Oh yeah, what do you guys say? You don't have to say, of course. Do you?
The first thing about Fight Club.
I'll say
So
everything.
You'll tell them
You
everything.
said
Spilling the beans, and I think I'm done being a pagan, and I probably want to. Yeah, I think I'm definitely
Oh,
done,
well,
and
I
I
would
probably
more
want to
than happy
join
to
the most
convert
common
you
faith. So,
to Roman Catholicism.
so I think I would be
It's the order.
probably joining Catholicism.
So you can indeed reject
Oh!
your pagan faith and go hard on Roman Catholicism, which is the
Have you
explicit
thought
rejection of
about a
pagan.
Christian God?
But just a Christian god, not that crappy one.
Exactly.
Not that,
Stay focused on the god.
except no additional accoutrements.
No, Saint,
Exactly.
Mary, all the good stuff. The incense.
God doesn't
the
delegate.
singing.
I think,
Hey,
yeah,
God doesn't delegate.
I think I'm in such a vulnerable state that Jess is gonna easily be able to convert me.
Well,
If you're that
actually,
simple,
this is a genuine
focus on the
question.
god, and that's it.
Do you want it, Brandon, to be literally a rate contest between them as they try and convert you, and you'll just go with whoever wins?
Yeah, I
Okay,
think I'm
awesome.
like an
Let's
open
do
book.
that. Okay, all right. So, can I get a rate skill rolls, please? And you can choose to inspire against your devotion to God if you want to use it as a passion. Just remember, if you fail the roll, it's -5.
Oh, okay. Well, I already rolled a devotion to God to try and convince him to start off with.
Okay,
And
You
that
did.
passed.
You succeeded.
all right. So that's +5.
So I'm going to get a +5. Am I all right?
Yeah, and then
Look, we keep it simple. There's one God.
Drusilla, are you?
Don't have
are
to
you
count
gonna
any further than
inspire
one.
against your love of the Roman, Roman.
I like
Catholic
that.
God?
That's
Well, actually, because I'm going to have to use my my
Oh.
blessing from Saint Simeon, the stylized.
Okay.
Wow.
+5.
Put the money on the table.
Oh, that's
Is
right.
it
You've got a +5 from Saint Simeon as well.
Yeah, it's to the next roll against Devotion Mary, so I think I have to use it.
I agree. By the way, just for your awareness, Emma, you are first of all, Aur has told you everything that happened, and then gone, I'm leaving paganism. It's awful and terrible and horrific, and is now we are in the middle of all of the knights trying to convert Aur to their particular flavour of Christianity. Are you joining in, or are you just letting that shit go down over there in the corner?
I'm not involved in that shit
Okay,
at all.
all right. Okay, so make your devotion Mary roll, please.
Alrighty.
Don't fall
It's
for
a
this.
success.
They have lots of confusing rules. There's lots of people to remember.
Okay, so now it's an irate roll. You've both got +5 to your irate as a result of your successful passion rolls. This is fucking awesome.
Think of how simple your life needs to
Oh!
Come on.
Ah, it's a 1. He wins with a 1. Right. Having spent a fairly significant amount of time in the places where the Cistercians were arguing against the Cathars, and the Cistercians went into it going, well, we're going to win because we're Catholicism and it's the right answer. And the Cathars won almost all of the early debates because actually they were really well educated and understood the Bible and were better at it. I feel like it's explicitly that moment. Like, so Drusilla comes in and goes, well, Roman Catholicism. And like, I don't even need to try. It's the answer. Whereas the Arian worshipping Euric of Aquitaine is used
Heretic.
to defending his religion.
Exactly.
Because he's not the dominant paradigm. He has to prove it. And he's read his Bible, unlike many Roman Catholics.
Yeah, I've been reading the Aeneid probably a bit more than.
Yeah, which is super not helpful for converting people to Christianity.
Yeah.
So first of all, I actually think Euric of Aquitaine, you get a tick on your your devotion to God because you've converted someone to Arianism.
Of all the people, wow.
Of all the people, or
Excellent. Thank
Lamborghini
you.
has like literally just gone 180 on that. We'll have to change your passions, by the way. And by the way, we're changing them. They don't automatically get the +3s because you actually now need to work them towards your faith. So,
I'm your neighbour, and I will help you.
Yeah,
guide
he'll help you
any
build
time.
your traits.
We literally are neighbours on the front, holding back the Saxons.
Please teach me more, Sir Euric.
The good news is honesty is a trait for Arians, so at least you've got honesty on your side, and I think spiritual is as well.
Yeah, it
but
is.
I'm pretty sure so is modest, and that might be a harder rate.
Everyone's a challenge in
Everyone's
some
a
way.
challenge. Anyway, awesome. I love it. Okay, so Aur of Lambor comes back, spills the beans on the whole experience, and then goes, and by the way, I want done with this religious shit. It's terrifying. I assume Arianrhod, however, who's been notably silent during this whole
Yeah,
experience.
no, I was not spilling the beans. This was a very moving experience for me personally.
I felt embraced
I'm
by
cool.
the goddess.
Yeah.
I mean, technically,
No,
it was Kalak Bear who you were
it was,
treating
yeah,
with.
it was a different goddess to the one that I usually treat with, but still the whole experience was great. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
think
tried
there
my.
is that kind of like there's one goddess but many aspects, or there are actually multiple goddesses?
Who knows?
Yeah.
That's the good thing,
Do that.
Euric. One God, many aspects. You can just pray to that one God. There's no mucking about with, oh God, what was that other person? The one that could fly, or just one God.
That makes it
Just
simple.
one God.
To
Absolutely.
hell
No
with my
saints.
father and grandfather's religion.
No Holy Spirits, no
right.
saints, no Holy Spirits, no
Mhm.
pagan deities in all of their little aspects. It's just that guy.
What is their take, Sir Euric, on love and women?
Well, love is love. I mean, depends.
They're broadly pro it. They're broadly pro love and women.
But you are talking to somebody who wants to be a romantic knight, so I have a certain opinion on love and the respect
Yeah.
to women.
All right, so at the end of
My
the
life has
time
been
of the
false.
Summerlands, one of you is converted to a completely new faith, and the rest of you are horrified, possibly.
But that was the reason we went to Summerlands, was so
be
that I could
horrified.
go through an ordeal myself and then see the person that has come out the other side of Sir Euric and help them.
Yeah. So you go back to Salisbury when winter is better.
Fates. Yeah.
Now we've already done the winter phase for the year, so we will not be doing that again. And by the way, those of you who went through a melancholic experience, you get 10 glory for having melancholy.
Wow.
Yeah, melancholy. 10
Yeah.
glory.
How do you adjust the glory?
You add it in events.
You go to events.
Okay.
Do the line
Thanks,
item.
Jason.
And you literally write melancholy, and it'll add the year automatically, hopefully. Yes, and then you can edit it by clicking on the little eye on the view details. You can edit it using that.
So I add a new event and type in.
Yeah, and then when you've added it, click on the eye. It'll pop up with a pop-up window, and you can edit that event.
Okay.
So how do we heal ourselves of wounds?
Okay, so the good news is, as a general statement, you heal your healing rate per week. So I think you can. Actually, you haven't tried this, but I think if you just hit double click to trigger natural healing. Yeah. So there's a natural healing on the combat tab, and I think if you just double click on it,
that one.
Apply 3 hit points worth of healing.
Ta-da! Perfect.
Did it work?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I've only lost 10 hit points.
So, how many weeks were we in Bath? Was it for like the entire rest of winter? Like
10 days.
weeks?
No,
10
you're in Bath for a more. Yeah, so I assume you wait out the worst of winter before you leave Bath.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't you? Like, you're not going to travel. So yes. So just assume you're completely healed. You can use the little. If you double click on the little broom symbol, it deletes the wounds, so you can just delete them because you'll be done.
Little broom?
There's no broom. It's only an eye.
There's an eye. Oh, am I the only one who gets the broom? Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can double click to treat
just
this wound.
do natural healing until the wounds go away.
Yeah.
It'll have the side effect. And doesn't require me to do anything, so I'm pro it. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So it is now, noting we've done the winter phase, it is now 4:97. It's spring. So after all of that
Spring.
going down, you're back at the kingdom. Actually, I think, by the way, Brandon, I have a sinking suspicion, and when I say sinking suspicion, I'm reasonably confident this is the case, that I did do your winter phase, but I think I didn't do your what do you want to do? Do you want to train skills?
Yeah, I was gonna ask at the end of the session, do some house cleaning on
that'd be
my
good.
glory because I don't think I've gained any glory since the
Let me
start.
have a look.
Because wasn't it going to be like a solo
No,
sort
you
of
have. You've
thing?
got awarded passive glory. It's just not.
Oh, I have. Okay,
But I
so
need to
then
add. But we haven't awarded you. Hold on. I need to add one thing immediately, which is the event walls of where side. So that was worth 150 glory. Technically, it was in the year 496, but it doesn't matter. Actually, can I add that as well? That would be cool. Can I do that? Oh, I can. Okay, cool. Okay, all right, I'll take that. So that's been added in. Yeah, so you've got your passive glory. You've got the glory for the adventure we did last session. And if you... Oh, and if I go in here, I can edit that one and put melancholy.
oh, it didn't save. I tried to attempt to save it, but
Yeah, maybe it's a thing on my end that I need to do. Anyway, I've done it now. I've also
okay, thank you.
wrong, but I'll fix that later. So that's all getting added in. The thing I did advance you, the thing I didn't do for you because I didn't feel I should, is you have a choice on upping some, like, you can up some skills by, I think it was 6 points, isn't it? Isn't it 6 points spread over your skills if they're below 15? Was that the one?
Oh, I don't remember.
Anyway, I'll look it up.
Because
Yeah.
I put up my strength by 1 point.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and you could also, yeah, but Aur is already at 5 dice, so I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Unless I want to go for what do I have to do to get to 6? 33? 34. Yeah, you'd need to raise your strength and your size by 2 points each to get to 34. Aur is big. I'd forgotten how big Aur is. Aur is very big. Anyway, we can treat with that at the end of the session. To your point, Brandon, we'll sort that out. But we're actually straight into it's spring, and you're at Salisbury Court again, and we've got visitors.
Or envoys from the Summerlands.
So you do have an envoy from the Summerlands. Hooray!
Yay!
You also have an envoy from the newly founded Kingdom of Wessex.
Okay.
Kinrick, who has come up from the south, who is the son of Cerdic, who is the now notional king of Wessex. You don't have an envoy from Essex, except to say that you receive a message warning you that, noting how you treated the envoy of Essex last year, they will be taking their tribute in bodies and blood this year.
Good.
No, not good.
We should be seeing to our fortifications.
And you do, and also, an envoy who tells you that Orpheus, who is the Duke of Silchester, just to the north and east of you, is going to be visiting you, but in summer.
Right.
So, Dame Ellen has the same problem. The Countess Ellen has the same problem as last year, which is she has the King of Wessex demanding tribute or promises of fealty. So he basically demands tribute, but says, "But I will give you relief from that tribute if you promise either to swear fealty to us as in swear fealty and sign up to serving the King of Wessex. Or you can reduce your tribute if you release knights and soldiers to help us. And I'll just actually hold on. I'll just get my big Pendragon book because I want to make sure I'm in the right year.
Mhm. We're setting up a peace board.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. The year 497. News. Other news that you heard. Sorry, I should take you through this. So, the news that you heard is the Collegium. So, last year there was a rumor that Orpheus was calling the Collegium to elect a new a new king of England to defeat the Saxons. The 9 surviving legates argued about protocol and precedence and did nothing. They were not able to reach quorum. So the Collegium's meant to have like 24, 28 members, and it's currently only
Yeah.
got 9 because everyone else is either dead or conquered by the Saxons.
Yeah.
The 2 dukes, Silchester and Lindsay, both paid tribute. But you've heard rumour that Orpheus has agreed to ally with King Ael, who is the King of Kent at this point. You've also heard rumour that Idris of Cornwall is hiring mercenaries, which could be yourselves, and the Castellan of Dimmerloch, which is part of southern Devon / Tintagel, is asking for volunteers to fight. So Idris is paying people. Dimmerloch is asking for people to just agree to help. And then Cerdic, whose son Kinric is at the court again. Kinric offers you the opportunity to reduce your tribute to him if you agree to provide troops to assist them in invading the Isle of Wight and conquering it, for it has rejected Cerdic's demand that it bend the knee to him after he conquered Hantone, which traditionally has been the overlord of the island of Wight. Otherwise, you can pay full tribute. Otherwise, you can, choose not to pay any tribute, and he'll come and have a chat with you about that. Also, you do have an envoy of the King of the Summerlands, which is a young man in his 20s. He's very fit, very good looking, and is already cutting a pretty aggressive swathe through the younger female, and for that matter, possibly even male, members of the kingdom. And he introduces himself as the young King Cadwyr.
Is this gentleman one that we saw in the village several months ago?
Nah.
Totally new entity.
Make a recognise roll at -5 for me, please.
Oh, that's just mean.
You can all make the recognise roll if you would like.
That would be at 0, so no.
No.
Oh, what did you say? You said -5. Whatever, that was incorrect.
Oh, Arian.
-5. Hang on, no, I didn't do the -5.
You would also have 0.
No, it would be 0. Yeah.
I'm
Right.
no.
All right. Well, you can all make whatever decisions you want to make. You don't have any particular insight, except maybe Lady Emma of Caerwent, who is completely convinced that.
Never seen that man before.
What are you convinced about? You fumbled it. Nah, you just don't know. Nah. too hard. But he's introducing himself as Cadwyr.
It's not the Cadwyr we remember.
I
He's
believe it.
wearing
A different Cadwyr.
he's still wearing the same sort of Celtic style garb that you saw them wear, but it's all bright colours, and he's got this big sort of, he's still got the sort of woolen overcoat. He's got this big sort of,
Talk.
thing around his neck, but he's also got the big pin, that holds the cloak
Yeah.
together. I saw one of these in the British Museum. They are
Huge.
freaking long.
Yeah.
They are humongous. Like it's like they are literally like 30 centimeters a foot long. They're like
Is it a
a
fibula?
pin.
You've got to be able to see it at a distance.
Yeah, it's amazing. Anyway, he's there, and he's very keen to talk.
With the Countess or with us?
With the Countess, but you guys are her advisors, so you can be there at the time. So he rocks up. Actually, maybe we deal with him first. So he rocks up. He looks at all of you. My father, Cadwyr, did mention that you had travelled far to talk to us, and I am, as his son and rightful heir, here to avail myself of your wisdom. My one question is, why do we not just attack the Saxons now?
We have neither the strength or the manpower to do so.
But we could. We could ambush them, strike before they are ready, surprise them with our spears and our swords.
Perhaps, but retribution will be swift, and we cannot withstand it. Not yet.
Oh. Well,
I get.
We are working on it.
I have men, and we are willing to fight. But, I mean, surely you are not suggesting some long, drawn-out thing. I mean, we can settle this in a heartbeat. My men are ready to fight. I am ready to fight. I would be very happy to join with you. Perhaps a raid. We could steal their cattle.
That does sound like a good idea.
We would be happy to join with you in a raid. Perhaps we could raid them and steal their goods and chattels.
Well, what do you think, my lady?
You mean the Countess, Ellen?
The Countess, sorry. But what do you think?
Well, she's happy to be guided by you guys. I mean,
yeah,
she's already swung pretty heavily on the side of aggression / not paying the Saxons. She is of the opinion she can't afford to have 2 Saxon armies fighting with her at once, though.
Yeah.
So unless you come to a very strong, we definitely can do that opinion, she's going to pay off or come up with some other solution for Cerdic that doesn't involve.
So what was the Isle of Wight stuff happening?
So so the Island of Wight is traditionally part of the Kingdom of Hantone, which Cerdic has now conquered. So he's conquered the land.
Right.
He's demanded tribute from the Island of Wight, as is in his opinion. You can have a completely different opinion. This is his opinion. As is his right as the Lord of what was previously known as Hantone and is now known as Wessex. So he is gathering forces to attack the Island of Wight and conquer it. And he's telling you that if you join with him, as in provide troops to do that, he will reduce your tribute significantly.
Okay.
What if... Now, this is us talking quietly, privately.
Yeah, this is all you guys having your own thing. Yeah.
Can we use his troops to hit his assembling troops? Because Isle of Wight is a very strategic place.
Exactly. If we take Hantone, we take their soldiers with us, and we take Isle of Wight soldiers with us. We actually increase all of our holdings. So we gain more alliances out of it. And manpower.
Yeah.
But it's a ballsy move, tell you
It
what.
would be a very
And so ended the campaign when it failed.
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know that we can stand against the entire Wessex army.
We don't have to stand against the whole entire army. We take out the leadership. They don't like their overlords, I imagine. They will probably
No.
turn to us straight away. Maybe a more surgical strike might be of value than a brute force approach.
Yeah, I was thinking we pay off Wessex and just focus on like managing Essex and do some raiding on them. And
Well, you could use that money you get from Essex, the tribute for our help, to pay off Wessex.
well, yeah,
Some time, depending on how much they want.
yeah. I think because we've already pissed off Essex, so there's no harm in going harder
Mm-hmm.
on them.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly keen on helping Wessex take more territory because that's the opposite of what we want.
Yeah.
Well, we wouldn't. We'll take the territory for ourselves.
Yeah.
So the good news is Countess Ellen is also not super keen on the idea of her troops sort of being used to conquer the Island of Wight. So she's easily persuaded against the idea of we should, reduce the cost of our tribute by. Now, I just will show you something which is probably super important. So Essex is
The map is in darkness.
Oh,
I don't know if that's
Oh,
yeah.
is it dark? Is it? Okay.
It's
That's
dark.
completely
Yeah.
Hold on. I will fix that now. I can fix that.
497 anarchy. Well, let's add to the anarchy, shall we?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yay. There you go.
This is the same map that we were looking at before, but now rendered
Yeah.
as an actual map. So this is Essex, all the
Yeah.
way here.
It's a fair
Oh,
while
it's over
away.
there. That's right.
and you guys are all the way down here in Salisbury.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Now your fear is that Orpheus is not going to stop Essex.
Yeah.
That's been your fear all along. And to
Yeah.
be fair, it's Salisbury's fear, as a general statement, is that Silchester can't be trusted because they're Silchester people, and no one trusts a Silchester person. The other possibility is they'll move south, that Essex will move south through London, or worst case scenario in some ways. Don't forget the other thing about Saxons is they've got boats.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're good at sailing.
They're good at sailing. Though weirdly they gave that up. It's just such a fascinating story.
Yeah.
Like in 200 years, the Saxons will have basically become pretty ordinary sailors, despite the fact that they crossed the North Sea and invaded England. It's really fascinating. I think it's the Monsters and Mysteries book that talks all about this kind of almost they treat the crossing of the North Sea to conquer England almost in the same way, and quite literally in the same way that the biblical story of crossing the Red Sea is used for the Israelites, that they really did see it as a parallel, and so they saw no purpose. Like, obviously there were merchants who were still sailing boats, but as a shipbuilding community, they just stopped in comparison, whereas then the Vikings rocked up, who were outstanding sailors, and actually had a better boat too, I guess, in all fairness to the Saxons. They'd built the best ships for 200 years. So the other real risk is that they sail up one of the rivers.
Mhm.
Now, if you pay tribute to Wessex, you might be able to stop them at least coming up through past Tantone and what is Southports, I think, on this picture.
Yeah.
Because that's the Island of Wight there, that big island, south of the word
Mm.
Southports, that
Yeah.
stuff there. But yes, so to raid Essex, you guys would actually have to pass through Silchester or Ridderchan, or go via the forests of Hampshire and around.
Yeah.
But you could.
It's a long haul.
But you could.
And leave ourselves exposed.
You explicitly could. I want to be super clear. raiding is a thing. Like, there's a raiding season.
Yeah.
Like, you can go and raid to try and recover goods. And this guy, Cadwyr, is desperately keen to go raiding.
I think that might be fun. Is there a way to do it so we don't draw attention? Like if we're going with a bunch, I would assume we'd be going with a couple hundred soldiers.
Yeah, it's not like 20 people in a,
Yeah.
it's a kind of large war party who go and raid a whole bunch of villages and land and spend days raiding and stealing cattle and other things. There is,
But if we take
and
them,
I'm not making this up, a whole mechanic for raiding in this book.
that sounds fun. If we
Yeah.
take the
Play the raiding
main
mechanic.
road, then the word would spread, that they would know who the raider is, versus if we were to maybe try and go through the forest, we could maybe conceal.
Oh, so you even want to go to the point of concealing your own, like, who did the raids?
Yeah.
Not just like sneak up, but actually we're gonna seek to hide the identity of us so it doesn't come straight back at us.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
hide our
Okay.
colors during the raid and try not to go
The
through
glory,
too many
man.
settlements.
Okay.
That is rather underhanded for a knight, though.
Absolutely. There's no glory going to get out
There's
of that.
definitely no glory, but I think it won't directly increase tensions and retaliation. It might give us maybe a season to where they don't really know what the heck happened. So it might buy us more time.
Yeah, that's
Well,
time is a powerful thing.
the other thing is, can you pay people to raid? Or at least can you pay people to harass areas?
You can pay
'Cause that's another good
mercenaries.
idea too.
You can pay mercenaries to raid.
Yeah.
Like that idea.
Which would be faster.
Well, that's right. We don't have to travel there and back.
We can do our own
and
mischief in the meantime.
miss
Yeah. But I think
glory.
Cadwyr, I feel like Cadwyr wants to do raiding now, And I don't know how much he'll want to do raiding in 6 months. So maybe we should take advantage of his current desire to join us.
Well, we don't know what his summer nature will be.
Yeah.
Well, we could try and compromise and do both. Maybe is there game mechanics that could allow us to hire mercenaries, try and conceal as much as possible to delay the spread of information? Because the information is only going to spread as fast as horseback.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's only going to spread as fast as horseback. Yeah. So to the point. So a couple of comments. So one is, as Rob, Sir Euric, has rightly called out, you actually don't gain glory for raiding. You gain stuff.
Yeah.
So you get goods and you get money, and that's what happens. But actually, in alignment with what Brandon you're saying, raiding is generally kept. You're trying not to advertise that you're the raiders, because that tends to have implications. People come back and want to, have a chat with you about the fact that you were last seen raiding their lands and burning down their villages, and they have opinions about that. So you don't gain
Strong-worded
glory. So you
opinions.
usually don't gain glory for raiding. You gain stuff, and you can if you want to have any net value to your kingdom and indoor, particularly yourselves, you have to participate in the raid.
Mm.
If you don't go, you don't get any money. It's that simple.
Right.
Yep.
Right? Like, if you're not there, then you're not there for the division of spoils, which means you're not there.
Can I ask a silly question? Well, not a silly question.
A question.
A question.
Yeah.
If we get our raiding parties, I know that we can't get anything, but if we get our raiding parties to do lightning raids on random locations throughout the Essex kingdom,
Yeah.
they'll be too busy trying to play whack-a-mole and spreading their troops very, very far and wide. It might give us opportunities to take advantage of thinning troop movements.
Yeah,
Because
you
they
can-
won't know where to put their armies.
Yeah, and I also do they. So who hates the Essex? Like maybe we could disguise ourselves as someone that
Ooh,
they might point
Can
the
I get
finger
an
at.
intrigue roll, please?
Hmm.
It's a good question.
Maybe they have some northern neighbors that might suspect could have possibly done the raid. Intrigue roll.
Nope.
That was like no.
Not
The
for-
other
Oh.
option is to go for
Come on, give me luck.
No.
Nope.
Not a
Nope.
not 3.
so
Yeah.
with, the quest that's in Ridderchan.
Yep. So there's
So
these
Ridderchan
3
is
brothers in
another-
Ridderchan.
Yeah, so Ridderchan's in between us and Essex as well, and so it would
Yes.
give us another ally. On our eastern flank.
At the very least, a speed bump.
Yeah, speed bump.
And it's closer to us. It's a noble cause. And I think King Cadwyr at this point just wants to get out and fight. He's full of youthful fighting energy.
He is. That is certainly true.
Well,
Can you make an intrigue roll for
Oh, we
me,
should-
please, Jess? For
Yeah.
your character, please.
Krieg is at... Which one are we?
Skill.
Skill.
Right?
Skill. It's a skill.
It's a skill. Where are you? Oh yeah, I've got some intrigue.
What? The Romans got intrigue? Cutler me surprised. All right.
No, what am I going to do? No. No, okay, I'm just going to roll it.
I think it would be hard to come up with a passion argument.
Yeah.
To be upfront.
But I
Yeah.
succeeded,
But you
so
got a
that is good.
success, so tick. All right. So, the thing about Ridderchan is, so there's obviously the lady who wants her kingdom back, the Countess of Ridderchan. However, you've heard rumor that the 3 brothers actually hate Saxons. Like, they're not Saxons; they're Celts.
Right.
Like the
Well,
fact
she's
that
a
they're
Celt too.
throwing, like the fact that these 3 brothers have taken over her kingdom doesn't instantly put them in the Saxon camp.
No, I didn't think they were necessarily Saxons, but
No,
I just
but they actually are reasonably famous for hating Saxons.
so that's good.
So they're no fans of the Saxons.
okay.
So could we disguise
That's probably
ourselves as
yeah.
As people from Ridderchan.
Yeah, because like if we I don't know if we make the Essex think that there's artificially more people that hate them, it might make them want to be less likely to send their armies away from their settlements if they're thinking that the world is conspiring against them. They might not want to even venture to Salisbury. They might only go as far as Redditchan.
It's a completely valid perspective to hold. Like, I mean, it's actually the perspective that you guys are holding. Like, you know,
Yeah.
the Countess Ellen is not sending people to invade White, nor is she really that excited by the idea of actually going and picking a fight with Wessex, because she wants to keep her troops at home so she can defend her county from threats external, right? Like, if I send all my soldiers over there, then I don't have them here. So it's a pretty valid perspective to hold. So you've got Cadwyr desperate to raid someone. Like, he's a loaded gun waiting for the trigger to be pulled.
We just got to point him in the right direction.
Correct.
And you're not so one thing about one really, I think it's a really important comment. there is a fundamental difference between raiding and even battles to a large extent and personal combat. So your honorable actions, the concept of honor is a pretty, obviously poisoning all of your enemies with horrible poison in their drinks. Let's not picking on any recent events, let's just say. Is the bad thing, and those of you who feel bound to honor are going to have pretty strong opinions about that. But having said that, like, putting troops on a battlefield and creeping them through the forest so that they spring at the enemy from behind and kill them is completely okay from an honor perspective. Like, you guys are completely fine with that. You don't have, your personal honor where you're fighting one-on-one with someone and they've personally challenged you to a fight and it's a duel and you're doing all of that. That is completely different to 3 of you fighting a knight in a battle where you gang up on them because you want to take them down.
Yeah.
Like, it's not dishonorable for 3 of you in the middle of a battle, for 5 of you even, to go, that guy right there, we're just going to kill him. And all 5 of you bundle down upon him like a great wave of knots, and he has to split his skill 5 ways. It's not dishonorable for you to go, I roll my battle skill, I want to put this group of, knights in this forest so that when the enemy ride past, we can spring out from the ambush and smash into them for the side and send them scattered, or I'm going to attack their baggage train so that they're distracted, right? Like, all of that, completely fine. There's no honor limit there. So to sort of really emphasize that point, there's actually nothing dishonorable about you going, we're going to make it Ridderchan's problem to deal with Essex.
Yeah.
If you're defending your kingdom. Now, if you were personally fighting the champion of Essex, you could not wear a Ridderchan, tabard and go in and pretend that you're a knight of Ridderchan. That would be a completely different thing. That is you personally in combat with someone in an honourable fight where you've declared it, blah, 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 blah. But I think in Pendragon, battle honor, battle fighting is completely different to one-on-one personal combat where you're doing the honourable thing yourself. So the reason I'm telling you all that is Brandon's ideas about getting people dressed up in different clothes, fill your boots.
Yep.
It might get you a tick on deceitful, but it's not going to cost you honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, so we could pass through Ridderchan, collect what we need, and then go to Essex. We could perhaps send King what's his face? Cadwyr along the road, and then we could come in at Essex from different sides.
Yep. Two raiding forces coming at Essex from different sides of Essex to try and keep it busy.
Yeah.
And with that, and to test this statement, and with the specific intent of distracting Essex, right? So this is one of those we're going to ride through. Hopefully not as horribly, but is it? And I don't know if any of you know the right word. Rob, you might. Chavanche, the big raids that the English used to launch during the 100 Years' War.
I can't remember. Yeah,
but I
know what you're talking.
But they used to do this. They would literally send off
Yeah.
troops who would just go through parts of the terrain, burn the villages, destroy the crops, collect whatever goods they could, and then sweep back and rejoin the major forces. And it was as much as anything to destroy the economic capability of the places they were attacking. It's why the French, I think, are definitively the good guys in the 100 Years' War. Despite Agincourt and other things and all the stories we hear, it's pretty hard to argue that the French were the bad guys in the 100 Years' War. They were the defenders who were defending their lands against these horrible invaders. But you could do that, right? And if you are focused on, we're just going to cause as much destruction and disruption as possible, and if we get stuff good, but our fundamental intent is to burn,
chaos.
is to create chaos and force them to have to run around and chase us rather than come and attack our kingdom. It's a legit tactic.
Yeah.
I strongly endorse it as a tactic for you guys.
I think that's a really good option for us, and hopefully we can collect enough stuff from Essex that we can pay off Wessex without dipping into
or at
the
least,
county
reduce the
treasury.
cost. And also,
Yep.
you also don't forget, Ellen still wants to fortify Sarum.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
there's also paying for Sarum in this story as well.
Yeah.
All right, so the good news is this is a really simple thing. You guys can just make a couple of rolls to determine how the raid goes. Like, it's not an adventure per se. So you're just the raid is a mechanical object.
Yep.
So let me just go to the raid.
I did have one more question.
Go for it. Fire away.
Is the good countess unmarried?
She is. Well, she's a widow. Her husband died only 2 years ago now.
Well,
Yeah.
then
And she's regent for her little son, who's what, 4 or something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
6 about now. But 6, I think I'll have to double check, but I think he's 6 about now.
but she is certainly another potential player in building alliance
She is
with another kingdom.
She is. The warning note is, the moment she gets married, her husband would be broadly making most of the decisions.
Yeah. I like Countess Ellen. I don't know.
No, let's just keep it in the back pocket. But it's good to know
Yeah.
if we need to hit that button.
That's all I mean.
There's an option there as well.
Yeah.
Who has the best battle in our party?
Might be you.
Probably you. Yeah.
Me,
I only
actually.
have 6.
Oh yeah, the Roman. That's right.
I have
What's the
10.
Roman's battle?
12.
Ooh.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
Well, can I get on that note then? Don't worry about Cadwyr. He's off. You're not going with him, so you've set off Cadwyr.
Yep. He's
as
doing
a-
his own
He's
raiding
off
party.
doing his own raiding thing over there in the corner. Can I get a? Well, actually, serious question. Do you want to operate as one unit and kind of travel together, which of course means you've got one largish raiding force that you're all members of, or do you want to split up?
I think
Split into
split
2?
up. Yeah, I think Rob and Jess can lead
Two units.
Independent
2 units.
All right.
Yeah.
Can I get battle skill rolls, please, from Rob and Jess? And you may wish to inspire, and you can't inspire against honor, for obvious reasons.
No, but I'm going to be inspiring against hate Saxons.
That will work. 1,000,000%. That's definitely gonna work. Yep. Particularly when it comes to
I hate those fucking Saxons. No.
I'm actually inspiring against fealty for Countess Ellen because this is all to build her kingdom.
Fair
and
enough. I will give
our
you points for that.
defences.
Yep, go for it.
Actually,
Come on, 15.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, would we be able to do 3? Because I do have hate Saxons, so that would give me a battle of 11.
Oh, yeah. Maybe
And
you should try
really
it.
hate Saxons.
You really hate Saxons.
Yeah.
Go for it. Make your hate Saxons roll, please. Oh, hold on. Do you have
Right.
20? No, you've got 19, don't you?
For hate
Hate
Saxons,
Saxons.
I have the max.
Oh, okay. We'll
Stacks
make the
to the
roll because
max.
you could critical. That's right.
I think that's a +5, right?
That'll
It
do
was, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that was your battle.
That was
okay.
your battle, not your hate
Wait,
Saxons.
what do you want? What do you want me to roll?
I wanted you
You
to
want-
roll your hate
Well, just about
Saxons. So you've got plus
Oh,
How much do you hate
Oh.
Saxons? Show us. Show us now.
oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, as I
You
fumble
could
through,
crit, 'cause you could
is it
crit.
under passions? Hate Saxons.
Yeah.
Okay, copy 28 rolling. Do I add the plus?
No, that gives you the +5. It's
Okay, now I roll
Yeah,
the.
you're done.
We're done. You don't need to roll it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, good. We're
All right.
very
Alright,
successful.
so the hate
Oh.
Saxons. So there's the mechanical and controlled posse, which is led by Euric, who doesn't really hate anyone, but is definitively all about recovering money for Countess Ellen. And then there is the raving lunatic band of burn every village, destroy every crop, Saxon hating mob. Just to ask, what do Drusilla and Emma, not Drusilla and Emma, sorry, what do Emma and Arianrhod, which group do you guys want to travel with? You have a choice.
Look, I hate Saxons, but not like that. You know, like.
So are you going with
I'm
Euric?
gonna go with Euric.
Okay, and then
I hate Saxons, but also don't like needless bloodshed and destruction. So maybe I'll be the moderating voice in that party.
okay, so you're joining the raving lunatics, but trying to calm them down a little bit.
Just a little rubber dog that they are.
So I need to roll my battle, and so does Drusilla, I think.
No, Drusilla's
I
rolled,
indicated.
and then it got recovered by Aur, who
Yeah.
saved the day on that side. You did
All right.
your battle as you rightly said. Which you
Yes.
did. Okay, I'm going to roll a d20 against each of you. Okay, fail.
Oh, good.
A fumble. Okay. So Essex is caught completely by surprise by your race,
Nice.
as it turns out, and is unable to bring to bear its forces in any particularly convenient way. Maybe it was preparing to load them up on ships and send them somewhere when you started your raids. Who knows?
Can we burn some ships while we're at it?
Yeah, why not? Go for it. You probably make it to, well, one of them at least fumbled, so you probably make it to the coast and burn some ships. I like that. I like the sound of that. And it is a very traditional way of stopping raiders, is finding their ships and burning them to the waterline. So, yep. Can you all, please, and this is all of you, roll either your fealty, Ellen, or selfish, whichever is higher. So look at both. Selfish is a trait. Fealty, Ellen, or loyalty, Ellen, is a passion. Choose the one that is higher, please.
Right, it's going to be passion.
Hey,
Passion
Ellen.
for me as well. Oh, failed.
All right.
Yep, success.
Success.
2's my
Aura?
favourite number right now, it seems.
Who is it?
Or is muted. Brendan is muted.
Sorry, my niece
Yeah.
started talking on the phone and I forgot to unmute.
You're okay.
Is it passion is which one? Which trait?
It's either homage or fealty, Countess Ellen. And then compare that to your selfish trait.
Okay, my selfish is
pretty woeful,
low.
I imagine, because you're
yeah. So homage is Robert.
Yeah. Yes. Technically, Robert is your lord, even though he's like 6.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Oh, it almost failed that one. But on the Chris of 17.
All right, so it's actually a pretty successful raid. So you guys actually come back with like stuff, and it's mostly stuff, right? Because there's not a lot of coinage, so you bring back, a melange of actually useful domestic stuff, a bunch of livestock that you just steal, wheat and other things in sacks that you bring back, and various treasures, that they've accumulated. Some of which a lot of which they've then themselves stolen from other people. Yeah. So,
it's a rescue mission.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you're gonna keep it and sell it, right? So we should give these crosses back to the people who we got them from. We don't know who these crosses belong to. We're keeping it.
No, and they look like they're Roman Catholic.
Exactly. And now that we're heavy unit. All right, so so the way that turns out is 2, 11 is 13 is 20. So you collect let's say, the equivalent of about 30 librum worth of goods. Which is not an insignificant amount of money. You do have a choice. You can now. The bad news is that's not enough to sort of start to do a reasonably decent job of beginning the fortifications and pay off Wessex. So you will probably still want to raise taxation on the people so that you can cover the cost of both, or you can forego fortifications. Ellen is pretty keen to pay Wessex. She's not going to fight with both sides.
That's smart.
She just reckons that's too much. The good news is to enclose the castle, not to the whole city, but to enclose the castle will only cost 20 librum. So with all
so we
the
can
money
afford that.
you've got in your rating, you can enclose the castle and pay off a small amount of the tribute, and then you'll have to raise taxes for the rest of the tribute. Which will still be extractive, right? So people are going to feel it. But you're only paying tribute to one Saxon at this point. And you can also build some fortifications.
Excellent.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, I think that sounds excellent.
All right, so at the end of sort of the summer, the spring season going into summer, you've enclosed Sarum castle, so the center castle, the center tower, in a wall, which will be a stone wall. So it's actually they've recovered stone from nearby Roman ruins, pulled all of that stone across, and have now built a fortified wall around the center tower, which gives at least a place of retreat for Sarum. It's still that wheel though, so remember it's the spokes of the wheel, and then she needs to find 100 pounds of silver and 100 cattle to pay Wessex's tribute. So she takes all of the livestock you stole from. So the sort of the value of this is she only has to find 100 pounds of silver, which is a humongous amount of money. So she then raises taxes across all of Salisbury to pay that, which of course cuts into your own wealth as well, like your little manors and other places are once again not giving you any money this year because everyone's paying the Saxon tribute. And Essex does not raid you this year because they're busy.
Hey.
Success.
Nicely done. Oh, actually, I think it should be. Sorry to make this your problem, Brandon, but it was your plan. Can I get just a D20 roll? You're looking to roll. Well, actually, sorry. Make your battle skill. Make your battle skill roll again. You've already got the assume the +5 for the hate Saxons, but make your battle skill roll again for me, please.
Copy that. Okay.
This is how well you go at Descott and okay.
Oh,
fuck.
So you start to hear rumors that Essex is saying that whilst it looked like a raid launched by Ridderchan, they have a deep suspicion that it was actually Salisbury that raided them, which just doubles down on how much they hate you. But you may not care because, I suspect that actually you don't. I suspect that you guys are actually broadly comfortable with Essex hating you, and you probably always expected they were going to come after you. So, on that note, that is where we will stop the first half of 497. It's 4:15 in the afternoon, so we've been going for a while. 2 hours 45 minutes. So I will stop the recording first of all.